Hi folks, you're with Tacitus Today at your Pushback channel. Okay, so you're head honcho at the Globalist financial bank, the biggest bank in the world. Board members tell you, we got to make more workers in the world so we can make more consumers and we can create new profit frontiers for global elite capital. We got a lot of money sitting here. Interest rates are low right now. We can't make money on this, so we got to find new ways of making a good return. Okay, so you got your report from the high-level working committee. You open the executive summary. You look around the French polished table, eyeing the board members one by one. I want ideas, you command. We need ideas. We got to make the world economy bigger. So you go through the points on your executive summary. So point one, let's plug billions, trillions into all those African basket case economies that will lift them up to at least mid-level economic standard, and then they can work for cheap, buy lots of goods and services. We can loan them some cheap money, max out their newly acquired credit cards. Hey, most of these folks don't even exist in any economic sense in the world economy, so let's turn them to workers and consumers. But the board members shake their head. We've tried that. That continent, Africa, sucks up gazillions in Western money, and they are still just a bunch of basket case, tin pot corrupt economies. It just has not worked. Throwing money at Africa is a mug's game. Hey, some of these places are actually poorer today and worse off today than they were 50, 60 years ago, in spite of the billions, zillions we've thrown at them. Okay, well, let's go to point two. Those devout Islamist countries, some oil-rich, others just as basket case as the Africans. All the women there don't work. It's against Islamic law, so we can double the workforce, half the wages, double the consumer credit. Hey, there's got to be close to 700 million or so women of working age we can inject into the world economy, so high fives all around. Well, we've tried that as well. Now, there are some countries like, say, Indonesia, where some women do work, but we've tried everything with the Islamist countries. We've invaded them. We've propagandized them to the max. We've infiltrated them with gay, lesbian activists. We've used NGO fronts to destabilize them. We've conspired to unseat their leaders, but nothing is going to work anytime soon. The religious hold on these guys is just too strong and too all-pervasive. It'll take another 100 years of wearing them down to bring all those Islamists into the world, all work, all consume, all genders economy. All right then, what about China and India? 2.7 billion consumers, enough to make an American commercialist go rock hard at just thinking about it. Well, that's not working out so good either. India is taking way too long to come around, and we have gifted them millions of Western jobs. And China, well, they're really only interested in doing business if everything is done their way. Well, that means we're fresh out of ideas, so what are we going to do? Hey, I've got an idea, says one of the more enterprising board members. The Western economies are the only really reliable, stable job creation economies in the world. Relatively speaking, they're the least corrupt, the highest prudential standards, the most efficient at tax collection. So why don't we bring millions, and I mean millions, of third world peasants into the West? Just plug them into the West, into the Western economy, and that way we can create instant workers. So more workers, lower wages, more consumers, and it's all done in a shorter time and overall more cheaply than trying to grow the economies in their own failed states. Wow, you've got it. That could be the new way forward. But wait, this will affect only white majority countries, as they are the most stable and the most organised economies. The local Western populations, the white populations, will never accept it, being flooded with black and brown peasant people. Ghettos will form. Friction from the vast differences in customs and habits will cause unrest amongst the existing population. No problem. We will just blame and shame the locals by calling them fascists and Nazis and bigots and racists. Let's start a propaganda campaign. We'll call them white supremacists. We can employ thought police to arbitrarily arrest them and watch everything they put onto the internet. No, it won't work. The media will expose us. No, they're all on side. They will tell whatever lies we want them to. They will call anyone who opposes us as far-right fascists. Most of the population will be cowed by this. Well, the academics will never stand for it. Their detailed independent studies will expose what we are doing. Hey, they're the easiest to control. We will tell them we are trying to create a socialist equal outcome paradise, and they will do whatever we want them to do. The independent rule of law courts will strike down our legislation. No, we can get around that by favouring activist jurist appointments and setting up boutique courts outside of the Constitution. We'll just reverse the burden of proof. We'll rewrite jurisprudence. People from now on are going to have to prove that they are not fascists and they are not bigots. And we've got this great new slogan. Wait for it, everybody, wait for it. It's a good one. Diversity is our strength. It's kind of got a ring to it, don't you think? Women and wives and mothers will never stand by and allow this to happen. It should be all right. We can take care of the women and the wives. And we can start a program of gender division so that women see all men as wife-bashing, murdering rapists. Women always sucker for the bogeyman hiding in the closet stories. It's a guaranteed winner. Women are easy to bring into line with scary stories. They won't be a problem. And look, if we can separate women from men, then the state becomes the de facto father and husband of all women, the hairy-chested, all-powerful state. We achieve that, and we can do whatever we want with the women. But the voters will destroy us at the polls come voting day. No, we've got that covered as well. All the major political parties are signing on to this globalist agenda. We just won't tell people what we were doing. It's going to be our secret. By this method, we can basically neuter the effect of democracy. And anyway, we can keep the voters distracted with made-up moral panic issues like transgender bathrooms. Just to nail this one completely, we can start to select only morons for political office. Bit of media training and we can make a star out of any drooling floor sweeper. Wow, you are all geniuses, gentlemen. It looks like you've got it all covered. The world is our oyster. I approve this plan. So let's bring as many brown and black people to the West as quickly and as voluminously as we possibly can. And it looks like no one can stop us. Wait a minute, gentlemen. Democracy's a pesky thing. What if somehow the people elect someone that we can't control, someone from outside of the mainstream political beltway? No problem. It's no problem. We own the media. We own all the political machinery. We own the public service, deep state, the universities. We can crush whoever we want and do whatever we want. You've been with Tacitus Today, and thank you for listening.